We are back. That's right. We are back to Football 101. That's right. We are back to Football 101. This is NFL Training Camp show number 3. That's right. Show number 3. And we are focusing on the AFC South. That's right. The AFC South. We're here. It's NFL. It's training camp. It's just starting today. I just saw on NFL Network, little shout out to NFL Network. I saw the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers reporting for the NFL training camp. Day one. So we are going through each and every division right now and giving you the insight on each and every division. That's right. I am your host, The Beetle. Hello, I'm the host, The Beetle. Telling it like it is, breaking it down, and giving you some early predictions of what I've heard during the off season and during training camp right now. So this show is all about the AFC South. And a quick shout out to Good Morning Football. Again, Good Morning Football giving me the insight, giving everyone the insight, and really the on-field but really off-field type of other stuff that you normally don't hear about. So a little shout out to Good Morning Football, all the props to Good Morning Football, Kay Adams, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrags, Pelissero sitting in for Pelissero sitting in on for Peter Schrags, and then my boy Kyle Brett. So there, a quick shout out to Good Morning Football. So here we go. Yes. Take a breath. I know you're there. I'm hyped up. Continue to be hyped up. Show number 3, AFC South. And we are there. And again, I'm predicting. And again, I looked at everything. And just on this date in July 22nd, of course, I'm predicting. And now let me just give you the AFC South team. It's the Tennessee Titans. It's Jacksonville Jaguars. It's Indianapolis Colts and Houston Texans. That's right. Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Indianapolis Colts, and Houston Texans in the AFC South. So with that said, yes, I am going number 1 all in on the Tennessee Titans. That's right, the Tennessee Titans. And you know why. All of you know why. And I'm just going to, again, I'm going to try to condense it down a little bit more, a little bit more than my last show, because I kind of went off on a rant. On the last show. Please check out my last show number 2. You'll understand why I went off on a rant. But this is show number 3, AFC South. And again, please like and subscribe. Football 101. We have some new ideas of this year, 2021. But right now, I'm going for the Tennessee Titans, number 1 in this division. Why? It's all because of one person. One person, Julio Jones. That's right, wide receiver Julio Jones, acquired in the offseason from the Atlanta Falcons. And the impact of one player, Julio Jones, future Hall of Famer, present day superstar. That's right, present day still superstar. His impact on this team of Tennessee Titans, which went through a lot of transition, but the acquisition of Julio Jones and what he brings to their offense, and also the elevation of professionalism to this team. He is exactly what Tennessee Titans needed. And head coach Mike Vrabel, I was always a fan of Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel, former Patriots linebacker and former the Ohio State football player back in the day. Yeah, I'm giving it up to Mike Vrabel, still Ohio State tutelage. But he made the biggest, the management made the biggest trade acquisition. Yes, go after Julio Jones. In the story. The biggest, again, I think he will be the biggest change for this upcoming season, have the most impact on a team by far. And Julio has elevated this team up to championship level. It's that simple. Think about what this brother brings to the team, which they did not have. Yes, they had a great pair of wide receiver, but now he's teamed up with A.J. Brown is teamed up with one side you have A.J. Brown, superstar in his own right, and then Julio Jones, elevated superstar. And then you have in the backfield the number one running back, Derrick Henry. Get out of my way, Mr. Physical. Derrick Henry still throwing away. I'm telling you, I'm losing my throwing away running backs, a.k.a. Josh Norman. Everyone's showing that Josh Norman throwaway. Yes, throwaway Josh Norman, defensive back last year. You have Derrick Henry in the background, over 2,000 yards. And as quarterback, Ryan Tannehill needed another big-time weapon. As Ryan Tannehill being the quarterback, maturing to the next level. He's right there, but he needs the weapons. The impact of Julio Jones is so important to Ryan Tannehill. I'll get it right. Tannehill. That it opens up the entire offense. They're just not a run-oriented team with Derrick Henry. Julio Jones just changes, just elevates this team to another level. And I believe his professionalism, his skill level on the offense will give the Titans, seriously, Titans are kind of like an emotional team. That's one of the things that people don't talk about, analysts don't talk about. They are an emotional team. Because why? Because Mike Vrabel, the head coach, is an emotional guy. He's physical. He's from the Midwest, but he's an emotional guy. And the players feed off of Mike Vrabel. So when he brings in superstar Julio Jones, I mean, come on. It just elevates not just the offense, but the defense as well. So yes, on the defense, they've changed out several veteran players, but I believe those who they have there, and I don't know all of them, will fit in just well. And they always had a physical defense. Vrabel, being an ex-linebacker himself, he brings, and the defensive coordinators bringing the physicality to their defensive squad. So I believe that defense will elevate again with faster. What they need to do is faster players on defense. They had a couple of veterans that were getting old and slow, and I'm going to say this: Jadeveon Clowney, he was slow. He was Spot paid too much money for him, and then unfortunately Malcolm Butler, he has moved on. And cornerback, and I think he was getting a little bit picked on too much over the past couple of years. I'm sorry, Malcolm, ex-Patriot, superstar, and won the game actually for the Patriots in the Super Bowl a few years ago. But anyway, and I believe they released Kenny Vaccaro, strong safety, a little bit, again, long in the years. But I think he's trying to bring in more younger, tenacious defensive players, and I think Vrabel has accomplished that. But again, I'm picking Tennessee Titans number one. I got to move on. Tennessee Titans number one, simply because, again, we know that one player does matter on NFL rosters now. Hello. One player, one superstar can change the landscape of an NFL team. Hello. Just like my boy Brady did last year. Just like my boy Brady did last year. So Julio Jones has just elevated this team to the AFC level of championship. Don't forget, one player can make a difference. Number two in AFC South. Yeah, I'm going to give it up to the Indianapolis Colts. Let me get to my roster. To the Indianapolis Colts as number 2 in the AFC South. You say, what? Come on. Yes, I'm going to give it up to the Indianapolis Colts because they have a new quarterback, Carson Wentz. I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to go too long, but Carson Wentz adds quality, stability to the Colts. Now, the Colts also have Ty Hilton, my boy Ty. They have a great running back, Jonathan Taylor, was really starting to elevate his game. Physical. I believe Darius Leonard on defense just signed a big-time contract on the defense. Their defense is really, really good. DeForest Buckner, I think he's still with the team. Again, they're back. The defensive backs are tenacious, and I really like what Frank Reich, the head coach, is doing. But the reason why I'm giving them number 2 is because the relationship, the friendship that Frank Reich and Carson Wentz have. But they're number 2 simply because there's going to be a lot of pressure on Carson Wentz. Now, here's the big question mark. Carson Wentz. Yes, I said it. Carson Wentz. Question mark. He left Philly because of the new quarterback, young quarterback, Jalen Hurts. Couldn't deal with competition. What's that about? The NFL is nothing but competition. Your position is nothing but competition. This is professional. It's all about competition. What have you done for me lately? So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of pressure on Carson Wentz because he's taken over the head quarterback from Philip Rivers, who, it was one and done. Philip talked so much stuff, and he performed, but he lost on the first last year, and that was it. Phil, thank you for the years, Philip Rivers. But, again, that was one and done. Indy. And by the way, the Beatle used to live in Indianapolis. Yes, the Beatle used to live in Indianapolis. So I know the city. I know the culture there. They're waiting for a championship. They're polite in Indy, but they are waiting for a champion, and they're going to give Carson Wentz time. But I guarantee you, Carson just gotta step up to the pressure. I believe Jacoby Brissett left. He was tired of being number 2. So it's all on Carson Wentz. He's got his ideal coach. He's got a great set of wide receivers, running backs. He just needs to get back to believing in himself and stop whining. Stop whining. Come on, you're a professional athlete. Stop whining. So Indy, they'll treat him nice. He fits in just well. Frank Reich, the head coach. I really like Frank Reich. He's quite an innovative type of guy. You don't think so. You think he's more conservative, but he's really an innovative type of head coach. And but he likes physicality. He takes chances. But he's more defensive minded, but he brings that structure to the team. And if Carson Wentz gets settled in, and doesn't get. Now, here's the thing about Carson Wentz. He gets easily more. I'm surprised how easily he gets deflected by outside media and the hype. He's kind of vulnerable in that area. He needs a thicker skin. So we will see. So that's the reason why I have them number 2 in the AFC South. Just because I don't know how Carson Wentz will adjust to being the AFC South and the new pressure, the new pressure of him performing and coming in right on their tail are the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars coming in number 3 with their new head coach, Mr. Urban Meyer. Let me say the General Urban Meyer, or the what do I say, King Urban Meyer. King Urban Meyer. I'm gonna call him King Urban Meyer. Yeah, I just gave him a new nickname. King Urban Meyer, head coach. Why I'm calling him King? Because he was formerly head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes. He was also former head coach of Florida Gators College. He was college coach. And now he's in the NFL for the first time. But I call him King Urban Meyer because he thinks everything revolves around him. Guess what, Urban? Like I said this in earlier shows. This is the NFL. You got to get used to the NFL. You're no longer king, but Urban Meyer still thinks he's king. I'm saying this in a good way. But it's King Urban Meyer. He's going to have a lot of learning to do as king. But they selected Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick. Yes, Trevor Lawrence. The Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to make a great transition to the NFL. I think he fits the NFL better than college, quite frankly. He's mobile. He's big. He can take the hits. He throws accurate. He has good skill set, great skill set as a quarterback. And he's been in a high profile, lots of media from day one for consistently each and every year. He's a national champion. So I think Trevor Lawrence will fit in just great. A little shout out to Gardner Minshew too, the backup quarterback. He was the starting quarterback. Gardner Minshew, the Mr. Mustache, one and done. But hopefully Trevor doesn't get hurt his first year. But if he does, Gardner Minshew, ex-Washington State quarterback, ex-East Carolina University quarterback, will get some probably some airplay, some time quarterbacking. But I think Trevor Lawrence is an outstanding quarterback. Just takes time. And, of course, they also drafted Travis Etienne from Clemson. So he has Travis Etienne, his fellow teammate from Clemson, his running back, and also as wide receiver. They're a great, tenacious young team. Don't forget about D. Clark Jr. as wide receiver. Outstanding. Chris Conley as wide receiver as well. A great running back, James Robinson, broke out last year. Great run, very solid run attack. And they have a solid defense. Miles Jack coming back as the linebacker. Tenacious. I would just say a young up-and-coming defense. I think the defense still has a ways to go, but up-and-coming. And it's a learning process. And just let me say, again, coming in third, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And yes, I'm saving the last. Yes, Tim Tebow is on the team as of today, July 22nd. Coming in as a tight end, trying to make the team as a tight end. And I've done a special show on Tebow and Urban Meyer. Please check out that show about the impact of Tim Tebow. If he makes the team, it's going to change the dynamics of the Jaguars. But again, I'm just going to say, at this stage, I have no idea if he's going to make the team. the genre, the hype, overhype of Tim Tebow and what Tebow brings. Go to my previous show on the Tebow Mania. Wow. But if King Urban Meyer, I'm sticking with this nickname, King Urban Meyer, come off his throne and realize that the NFL is a different animal. It's not college. Things just cannot go your way. And this Tebow experiment is going to hit reality somewhere down the line. Maybe not, I don't know, during training camp, during preseason, during the season, but it's going to hit the road. It's going to hit the fan. It could be a great coup or a great disaster again. So let's get used to it. King Urban Meyer, but I give the Jacksonville Jaguars number 3 in the AFC South, and coming in last of in the AFC South. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Are the Houston Texans? Come on, yes, the Beatle used to live in Houston too. I love Houston, Texas. Yeah, I lived in Houston for 2 years. But it's a disaster right now. It's a disaster in Houston. We don't know what Deshaun Watson's not going to come back to Houston, Texas. All the off-field stuff has not been resolved. It's been it's quiet with all the allegations. But Deshaun said he wants to play somewhere else. They have a new head coach, Coach David Culley. I don't know practically anything about him. No one wanted that job. The previous coach is now at the University of Alabama. O'Brien left, fired, whatever. I forgot. He's fired. Now he's at University of Alabama with the Bama and Nick Saban College. He's going to win another national. They'll win another national championship. But anyway, Houston Texans. J.J. Watt left. He's in Arizona, and this was a great team. Just an outstanding team for several years. Also, their wide receiver left the other year before. It's just, hopefully they just don't implode anymore. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I love the city of Houston. I love the Texans, what they brought. Let me just say, I'm not gonna. Oh my gosh, I see. I don't know if he's. I'm not going to be this. No, I'm not going to dog out their defense and their defensive cornerbacks. Because every time I see the Texans, they get torched. Because their secondary and their defense is just bad. Like I can say this, their defense is just bad. Just bad. No one wants to be physical on that team. They're arm tackling all the time. Last year, arm tackling. And I'll just say, when you have players like Vernon Hargreaves and Phillip Gaines looking so bad, man, when they make the roster, come on. That's all I'm going to say. They're bad on defense. I'm so disappointed in the Houston Texans. It's ridiculous. And again, I have much appreciation, much love for Houston, Texas. And I know that culture. I know that city. I know the folks very well. I know the community very well. And I just feel really sad for what has happened in Houston. And I hope they get their act together very soon. So those are my predictions. I'm finished in 24 minutes. Time to get out of here. This is NFL training camp. Show number three, the AFC South, Football 101, throwing down the deal. Yes, I'm throwing down the deal. You have it. Number 1, Tennessee Titans. Number 2, who do I have? Indianapolis Colts. Number 3, who do I have? Number 3, who do I have? Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't have much. Jacksonville Jaguars and 4, Houston Texans. Man, there you go. Let's see what this brings on, and we are celebrating the start of the NFL. That's right. Keep it strong. Keep it real. Let's do this, AFC South. We're there. See ya.